have been crazy, but that's just alright.
Welcome back to the First Call Plus for the races we missed in the really big show I'm sure you caught earlier on. Boys, off to Hawera, we were expecting the track to be potentially heavy and some really good races. I thought the third on the card was a tricky punting competition for us versus the bookies. Trevi, my friend, well weighted. Aidan Rodley, 3:30 though, it's short enough.
Oh, I think a really promising galloper. Looks progressive. Comes in after a terrific second last time out, and at 3:30 was a bit shorter than what I expected. Sergeant Blast looks like a nice price at 5:20, and Shadows Cast fresh up at 5.50. My map here, Jason, showing that Heaven's Keep probably gets away with another soft lead. Slimline, I think, will probably look to the feature later on, but we've mapped it out there anyhow.
Yeah, these are open handicappers of the future in a rating 65. There's a bit of quality to this. Shadows Cast, I like how you have him trailing Heaven's Keep. I understand Shadows Cast has worked very well during the week. Sergeant Blast gets one of the runs of the race. Bellum in a fresh state. I wonder whether he'll be that handy or not, I'm not sure. And Travis, my friend, I don't think they'll want to be three back the rail. That's the only thing.
You think it'll be more sort of positive early, or?
I think you want to be holding a spot in the running line in that sort of race.
Shall we look at the Sergeant, see how Sergeant Blast performed last time out? And there he is, fourth on this occasion. This is a very strong field. The first two got away on them a bit, but Deals and Heels will see her shortly at Matamata. First two got away, the rest of them in a bunch behind them. So probably not a great deal between a couple of you.
Yeah, very much a sprint home in this race. And those, like Deals and Heels, scooted up the inside, and she's got a great turn of foot in the condition. Lucy and Rio, good turn of foot. But Sergeant Blast just was a fraction sharper, I thought, than Heaven's Keep. But I don't think there's going to be much pressure in this particular race. So
that's the difference.
Might be a similar sort of contest.
Yeah, although Heaven's Keep will be a lot closer, though, you'd think, wouldn't you? You'd think that Heaven's Keep, and that sort of changes it to some degree. But Sergeant Blast was very good and looks progressive. I think for mine as a horse to beat in the race, and I was prepared to put some of my bank on him.
Trevi, my friend, gets in with a good weight, and Cameron Lammas has a really strong book for tomorrow's meeting at Hawera. And nice performance here, as you said, progressive galloper, probably heading to open class.
It's a big run this day, sitting wide the whole way. Hard Merchandise we've seen win the Hawke's Bay Guineas, and Yin Dragon the 4-horse grey race at New Plymouth. So it seems like a pretty decent reference. And you want to see that when there's basically a neck between the first four home. You want to see horses in that first four go on and win, and two of them have. So it certainly is a good reference, but the bookies haven't missed it price-wise.
Yeah. Okay, the rating 75 is the McCurdy Trucks, the second on the card coming out of Hawera tomorrow. As I said, slow but potentially heavy track coming up there. And well, this is lovely. I love it when the bookies say to you, we haven't really made up our mind. You set the market for us. They're my favourite races, Aidan Rodley, because they're saying here it's each way and longer all day.
Yeah, it's a terrific race and a terrific betting race, like you say. If we just scroll down, we'll get the last couple of those runners as well. And among those, Hello, My Lady and Reyes, who are both contenders, and Jessie G as well. And with so many horses in this race, it's going to be, I think, a pressure race as well, Jason, with a lot of horses who can be there. Even a horse like Big Mike has drawn 12. It's going to be, a horse who wants to go forward and, potentially get stuck a little bit wide.
Yeah, it's a race where I don't know that you're getting too much value at this stage, but look, horse like Helen Milady is dropping back significantly in class, but she's having to step up to the 1,600 metres from 1,200 metres, and she is a failure a couple of times over the trip. That's not to say that she won't get it, because she races like she will. She's bred like she will, but it is a big ask. But countering that, she's in rating 75 company. She's been up against some decent open handicappers previously. I love the run of Ophelia Lee. 2 starts ago before she won, and then when she was able to sit handy, Michael.
Well, I thought here Jessie G had her, and she didn't, but Jessie G was second up here, will be third up, so therefore she'll be improved by that. But they both were in for the fight here. It was a beautiful home stretch battle.
Yeah, it was, and it was a case of Sean Mackay seizing the initiative in a race that didn't have much pace. I didn't think that she had the potential to sit handy in a race like she did, but as she got there, she settled and she out-sprinted Jessie G, who had that cold shot from behind her. A little weight swing in favour of Jessie G, though.
Joby, who ran fourth in that race, had run a terrific race resuming, so you'd think there'd be some improvement there, but I think it's just indicative, there's good strength right across the board, and I think it's a race that we'll find winners out of going forward.
As mentioned earlier, I think Cameron Lammas is a really good option for the Jockeys Challenge there tomorrow. Good, consistent book. He's on Hello My Lady here, and fourth, obviously isn't finished winning as of yet, and trapped wide here.
Well, this is Taurus winning this. This is open class horses. Here's a horse who was winning 4 and 3 back, and albeit easier quality, but has stepped up the last couple, fourth in this race, and then took on Cote d'Or and company. Cote d'Or is one of the favourites in the Mudda Cup, so that run very good from Hello My Lady. It's just interesting to see how she stacks up in a race like this, but I think there's enough pressure to give her a chance from coming from behind.
It's the type of race that you wanted to see her in last start and the start before, because she was, she's placed out of her grade, and you respect Connections' decisions, the decision of Connections to do that. But I would expect that she'd sit in the back half of the field, be ridden very patiently, and she'll track into the race. There should be enough tempo. It's a big field. So she's got a very sharp turn of foot. She's right in it for sure.
Fourth on the cards, the rating 75 over the 1,200 metres. They could well be a 1:16 race. It could be a 1:18 race, depending how heavy it gets there. And King Cougar, this race, Jason Tarn, 6 weeks ago would have been $3.20, but he's not now, and he's up against a pretty smart horse in Flamingo too.
I really like Flamingo as a horse. I think she's got a lot of quality. She indicated that a couple of times last preparation, including when she was third at Te Rapa. She was just outstanding in that stakes race. Will there be enough pace in it, do you think, to suit a back marker like her?
I'm not so sure there is. I think they'll find their spots and land there, basically. We've got tiebreaker going forward with King Cougar. To show the real lack of speed in there, we've got Shared Secret and Sir Kingwood as the next two there. So I can't see there being a lot of pressure. Did you see it differently?
I thought, no, I didn't. I saw it very similarly, but I thought that she's got that good a turn of foot that if they don't go that hard, she's still going to be able to pick them up, because she's not going to be that far off them when they sprint at the 400 metre point. If she's within 2.5, 3 lengths of the leader straightening up, I think she'll just go straight past them.
Whenever I hear the word Flamingo, I think of the casino in Las Vegas, but if you're a punter, you probably think of this performance here, the fourth at Hara last time out, and pretty good run, fellas, in a good field.
Should we talk about that story another time, Michael?
No, let's not.
It's not singular. It's not singular. It's not story singular. It's a series of stories.
This was a good field, and the form stacks up clearly, because the horse who won this one again.
Yeah, absolutely. And second horse has looked pretty decent, has run well since. Everything points to her as being an outstanding betting proposition on the day. If they don't go hard, she's got that superior turn of foot to me, as long as she doesn't get disconnected from the field. If they do go hard, then she's shown off good tempo in previous races that she can also sprint. Tabard is the one horse
Definitely.
that was, I thought, very, very good at New Plymouth last time. I wouldn't be underestimating him, and the market hasn't.
Outstanding, because the horse was just held up at the top of the straight when he's looking to go clear. He's won 4 of his last 5, and he just looks as though he might be one of those really good, progressive Kevin Myers type horses.
He's Kevin Myers' next road warrior. The sort of horse who's going to turn up at Timaru and at Ellerslie and probably everywhere in between.
He might be better than that too.
Yeah.
He might be.
Well, it doesn't matter for Kevin, because they just start anywhere. Doesn't matter. He won't talk to us after that, but he hasn't talked to us for that long. Doesn't matter. Off to Matamata, the second on the card. Here's the beauty, and you've seen lots of deals and heels so far. In a normal race, she could have been odds on here, but Sleeping Beauty was so good at Ellerslie last time and should map up Aidan in front of Deals and Heels. Is she that good? She can come behind a rampant Sleeping Beauty and beat her.
On what we've seen in the last couple, absolutely. She's just been just so good in those last couple. There won't be a great deal of pace here. We've got Red Tsunami pressing forward, just to show you that there's 3 horses who are potentially the leaders here. Temple Tiger and Sleeping Beauty, obviously, to go forward with Katai getting a nice spot. No More Tears should take up a good position as well. Then you've got Resurrect, who was really good at New Plymouth last time out and had been the start before, and Deals and Heels settling back and running.
Yeah, I'll be interested to see how they ride Katea and Temple Tiger. I think for a horse like Katea, has that apprentice allowance, is coming into a race like this as well as he has in any race in New Zealand. He's shown that his best chance of winning is to sit right on speed. I wouldn't be giving up the lead easily with him. Red Tsunami is the unknown horse, and whether she's able to be used early to find a forward position. So maybe it's not going to be quite so straightforward for Sleeping Beauty. And saying that, Sam Weatherly's handled her beautifully.
Much easier and more emphatically than she did last time at Ellerslie. Like, that's her outside the leader, and look, this is all looking good. Tap on the shoulder and then just boom.
Yeah, she just puts lengths on them in an instant, and obviously she handles this type of conditions. If it's going to be improving at Matamata, we're going to have to find out again. And she's taking on a different class of horse and No More Tears, and obviously Deals and Heels. You know, No More Tears is a horse who ran second at a Foxbridge last year, and is obviously coming back to some sort of form. Deals and Heels, winner of 4 from 5, and outstanding in those last.
Okay, if I gave you $100 and you could only back one of them, which one would you back?
I'd be backing Deals and Heels on what she's done. Again, I'm not going to be as bold and pot completely Sleeping Beauty, but they've gone just under 118 at Ellerslie there. So Deals and
Well, the
Heels...
horses behind her were going very slow.
Exactly. So, I mean, they're going 120, or 119 and a half. So, look, this is Deals and Heels and the type of sectional that she's able to reel off. That's not to say Sleeping Beauty can't reel off that sectional on a better track. I haven't quite seen it compared to Deals and Heels.
If you knew it was going to rain for the next 2 months, you'd back Deals and Heels long range to win the Richfield Mile or something. It might rain for the next 2 months the way things have been going, so it's incredibly possible. Talking about Matamata, the 7th on the card there is the rating 75 over the 1600 metres. I wasn't sure that Crafty Jess was a good horse when she was mucking around on the maidens, and wow, didn't she just turn up and go super last start?
Yeah, it was a performance that sort of stamped her as being, a better class of mare. But I was the same with you, Michael. I was sort of thinking, well, what's she really capable of? And last time out at Awapuni, she was very good indeed. She's been found here and even back down 390 into 350. Stablemate O'Carroll interests me here, 10 into 950 after fibrillating last time. And money coming for Piazza at 9 into $8. And I know you're keen there, Jason.
I think this market's just trimmed up a little bit with no need coming out officially.
Right.
I think it looks like they've all sort of trimmed up a little bit, but like the pace in this race is problematical for Crafty Jess. Like I just don't know who leads it and what the overall shape of the race is going to be, and I really find it hard to get too confident when you just don't get a picture of how things are going to unfold.
Let's go back to this race and we'll see exactly what you mean, because at the 400 here, Crafty Jess, you thought, well, this has got no chance. The last 100 very strong, but if there's no speed, as you said, and she's giving away this sort of start, she's going to need every inch of this sort of kick to win.
And you're right, you can't knock the performance, but look where she's coming from. So, I don't know, who do you map as the leader in this race, Aidan?
Unfortunately, this was a race at which I did run out of time and didn't get to. But you're right in saying that about Crafted Gesture, where she's come from. But you saw the runner-up in that race, Gordy's Gesture, was sent into the race early, and so it had actually gone round outside, and then is still coming at the end of the race. Hers is just a snappier sprint. She's come through them and then really just put them away. So obviously, just on a close look at it, we just don't know where that money is. And obviously, when we spoke to Thad earlier, Lascalia Rose, who is a potential on-pace runner.
I think that's a lead from the market. So often you see anywhere in the world, Hong Kong, Australia and New Zealand, when these horses shorten, when a market finds a horse to trim up, it's because they know, or they have a very fair idea that horse is going to be in an advantageous in-run position, which here is obviously, if you're close to the lead, you're going to get every opportunity compared to others because there's just no pace. So she's going to be right up there, I think, and that's why you're seeing this move for her.
Yeah.
Okay, we're almost finished here on First Call Boost. It's not called that, but I'm going to call it that because I want to, and Matt Cross isn't here, so he can't stop me. Tomorrow, if you could only watch one race from Australia, would you watch the Everest or the Caulfield Stakes?
Well, for me, it's the Caulfield Stakes. So I think in our horse, she's New Zealand's horse now, Bonneville, she's a budding champion. She's won 7 of 10. I went back and did some stats on her yesterday, as opposed to Winx after 10 starts. And after 10 starts, Winx had won 2 Group 2s and was twice Group 1 placed. Her 10th run, she ran second in the Australian Oaks. Now, at 10 starts for Bonneville, she's won 7, including has won 6 in a row, including 3 Group 1s, including a 4.5 length win in the Australian Oaks, which Winx couldn't win. Now, we know that Winx is a different league. Now, we're not saying that Bonneville's a better horse or anything, but the potential is there. And here's a horse who's doing all the right things at the right stages, and going into a Group 1 like this one. I know that, not a lot of pace in the race, so that's up against her, but she's just high class.
Jason,
and she could be a budding champion.
We've all got a crush on Bonneville, no doubt about that, but I think tomorrow, a week out from the Caulfield Cup, they could go back and sit back for quite a while in a race where Jon Snow and Hartnell will be on the speed. So I think in many ways it's a tougher race than a race 2 weeks ago.
You're going to see quite a different race, I think, tomorrow. I was very surprised, even though the Connection signalled that they're going to ride Hartnell cold and back or more neutrally last start. I just can't imagine that they'll be doing that tomorrow because, you know, Hartnell and Bonneville, they actually came their last 800 very, very similarly, which says whichever settles in front of the other over a similar distance might not be able to get past the other. The waiver on that is that Bonneville looks a superior star, so over more ground you would think that her advantage, or she would be superior. But if they're going to beat Bonneville with Hartnell, then they will be riding him forward.
Okay, this time next week, these boys and Matt Cross will be previewing for you the Caulfield Cup, which Murray Baker and Andrew Forsen won 2 years ago and are now favoured to win again. Guys, it's been a lot of fun sitting in for Matt Cross this weekend. Good luck to you on the punt. Say goodbye, boys.
Bye.
Goodbye, boys. Okay, that was fun. That's us done on the First Call Boost, or First Call Plus, whatever it's called. Thanks for following us here on Facebook or trb.co.nz. Win some money. It's good for your health.